Your manager just handed you an impossible deadline. It's completely unrealistic. In this high-tension moment, an emotional reaction, snapping back or visibly shutting down, destroys trust. Navigating this friction strategically allows you to address the problem without damaging your professional standing. Many employees choose to avoid the tension entirely by staying quiet. They nod, accept the impossible task, and create a vacuum of silence. That silence hides bandwidth issues and masks strategic flaws, which ultimately leads to project failure. Effectively challenging a decision is a critical survival test in the modern workplace. Mastering upward disagreement ensures that risks are managed before they become disasters. Workplace communication research conducted in 2026 analyzed how managers perceive upward feedback. The study found that the way an employee expresses disagreement changes their long-term professional trajectory. This comparison matrix shows the split in managerial perception. Emotional pushback leads to the difficult classification. However, when employees deliver data-driven feedback, management reclassifies them as strategic thinkers. We can use specific techniques to engineer a pushback that builds alignment. This requires moving away from conflict and toward a shared logical framework. Consider a scenario where a strategy mismatch occurs. The employee reacts by sliding the brief back across the table, bluntly stating, "This won't work," or "This is wrong." That response has three fatal flaws. It relies on absolute language, offers no alternative solutions, and attacks the manager's judgment rather than the problem itself. An emotional attack creates a barrier at the pyramid's base, blocking logic and alignment. To dismantle it, apply 4 principles. Pick your battles wisely, use data, frame as questions, and stay calm. Because emotional outbursts shut down a manager's cognitive processing, objective data serves as the only viable entry point for a productive disagreement. We can navigate this strategy mismatch scenario more effectively by using the ACT framework. The first step is acknowledge. Validate their perspective. "I see your point," to reduce tension. Next, clarify. Ask data-focused questions to unpack the logic without triggering defensiveness. Finally, test. Suggest an alternative, like, "What if we tested both approaches first," to search for evidence. For more strategies to help you grow in your professional life, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Corporate Elevate. The ACT framework transforms a confrontational roadblock into a collaborative detour based on evidence. Let's apply this framework to common office roadblocks. When facing a resource issue, instead of saying, "We can't do it," ask, "Do we have bandwidth for this plan?" When you identify a risk, replace "this will fail" with "what risks should we prepare for?" Shifting from declarative statements to open questions preserves hierarchical respect while you actively work to change the plan. The primary goal of pushing back is to achieve alignment. Every tactic you use should serve the purpose of getting the team on the same page. There are strict boundaries to this approach. As this decision tree shows, challenging a manager in public or ignoring company timing guarantees failure, regardless of your data. The path to a resolution requires a private setting where the ACT framework can function. Senior professionals build influence by respecting these boundaries, while junior employees often alienate their teams by ignoring them. To manage disagreement effectively, pick your battles carefully, bring data, ask questions, and deploy the ACT framework. Success in corporate life relies on your strategic capacity. In 3 years, professionals who mastered these feedback loops saw a 40% increase in project ownership and leadership promotion rates. Showing that you can navigate disagreement proves you are ready for the next level.